everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for showing up. I am Dana Wilson. I have been enjoying being the host of Work with the Masters. Please take the time out to start a watch party or share this link with someone else. You can view it on YouTube with at Work with the Masters, all one word, or you can obviously view it on Facebook, the Master's Access. So please, please, please share with anyone. We're just enjoying having conversations about sister locks. So today, our guest is Pilar Wintsch. She is serving out of Baltimore, the Baltimore area. She is the CEO and director of Natural Alternatives in Beauty. So I am looking forward to talking with her today. Let me bring her right on in.
Hey.
Hey, Pilar. Like we only were here last night. So,
Long time no see.
right, right. Listen, Pilar, I want to ask you about your business name. How did
Mhm.
you how did you come up with that?
Natural alternatives in beauty,
Yeah.
because I was thinking about different names and I realized that the concept of my business was one where people had choices. Because,
Okay.
a while ago, back in the long time ago, there weren't a lot of options for people of color. It's style wise, just, there was one way to do things that was considered the standard. And
Mhm.
I wanted the opportunity to make it people be clear that they could have choices to do things in a way that was for their own enhancement, but was also natural because there is more than one way to explore beauty. So that's it. Natural beauty, natural alternatives, natural choices. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So we've been having conversations for the last 2 weeks about sister lock. So of course I want to know how did you even get introduced to sister locks?
Okay, so became fascinated with natural hair
Okay.
in the late 80s, early 90s. And, people were transitioning. I started assisting a lot of friends with transitioning and started doing like twist styles, natural styles. I read all the books by Pamela Farrell that were existing in the library and
Mhm.
all the kinds of research I could do. And, you're thinking about these twist styles, but there's a lot of time involved when you're doing micro twists, you're rotting them, you're curling them, you're putting them up. Someone has to take them out. I don't want to be that person. The
But
client is that
when
person.
you say transitioning, what were they transitioning from, Pilar?
A lot of my clients were transitioning from relaxer to
Okay.
natural.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then from there to being fully natural, deciding how they wanted to maintain and style their hair from then.
Mhm,
But that's
mhm.
what I started off doing just as a hobby from home.
Okay.
And then I ended up working when I moved to Baltimore, I ended up working in a natural hair salon with a woman who was studying to become a trichologist. So she was doing holistic hair care.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it was a great experience working in her space, thinking about hair health and, just from the inside out. So a lot of the things that you were talking about yesterday.
Okay.
And yeah, so I was doing all the natural styles, twists, braid outs. I didn't do any extension work, just all of that. And so when I heard about sister locks, I was like, this is the thing. And I heard about it from my aunt. My aunt
Okay.
got sister locks in New York,
Okay.
called me up, told me all about this. And I said, this is it. You don't have to take it down, put it in, take it down. You can just get it in there and have all that stylability and freedom. And I really like the idea of my clients having the freedom to choose. Do they want to self maintenance? Do they want to come in to see me? They can wash their own hair when they need to. I preferred that over them feeling like they needed to come to me for every aspect of their hair care.
Oh, I like that, Pilar. I like that.
Mhm.
So, I mean, what did you said your aunt, right?
Yeah.
So the key thing was that she described that it was a system in which you didn't have to take down, and that's
Yes.
what got you all touch and move and inspired.
Yes. 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 They were small, like twists, but you put them in, you didn't have to keep taking them out. They
Okay.
were locks. I loved locks. I was very fascinated with traditional locking methods and had been, servicing clients in that way.
Okay.
But I had clients who were not comfortable with traditional locking style. It didn't suit their lifestyle or maybe their work.
Mm-hmm.
And this seemed like a great way for people to be natural, avoid chemical services, have growth and length, and the styleability that they were looking for.
Okay. Okay. So did you see your aunt before you took the training? I mean, how did this go? I mean, your aunt called you, you got excited about it, and then what?
Well, yeah, there was a time frame in between, yes,
Okay. All
where I
right.
got to see her because my aunt called me. I got excited about it. They weren't even teaching classes of it yet. They were still just doing apprenticeship kind of
Okay.
things. I couldn't, then apprenticeships ended, so you had to go to California to take the class.
Okay.
I wasn't in a position to do that. I had 2 very young kids. So we were in our salad days. So
Yeah.
then the internet came into existence around that time as well. So then they had one little website. So I would just keep checking the website. Are they having a class? Do they
You're
have
dating yourself right now, Pilar. You know that, right?
I know. It was a long time
Yes,
ago.
you're dating yourself right now. That is so hilarious.
Yes, because going to the library to use the computer.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes, but as soon as and I had in the process, had moved from New England to Baltimore. So all this is happening in that transition where we fully moved. But yeah, so I had a girlfriend who was already ready to be my first client. She was
Okay.
calling like the only consultant in in Baltimore, trying to get them to call us back and tell us what to do, but she was apparently too busy.
Okay.
And yeah, so what happened is one day we looked on the website and saw that they were offering classes and they had a class in Baltimore. And I just called them up every day until somebody answered the phone. And then I called them up every week until they were ready to schedule because when I first called, she basically said, it's too soon. We don't, the class is months from now. We're not registering this early.
Okay. So
I'm like,
you were gun ho. You were
yeah.
gun ho. So you took the class. Then
Yep.
what? Then what?
I took the class. Interestingly enough, from what I remember, I was the only person from Maryland in the class. We had people coming from other states, surrounding areas. I was it. So when, when they put my little name up there, it was me and one other person, I think, and that was it. So I just kind of right away started getting calls.
Okay.
A lot of my current clientele who was, having twists or traditional locking were curious about switching over to sister locks.
Hmm.
And yeah, it got quite busy
Oh wow.
quite quickly. Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't have a problem whatsoever getting finding clients.
No, no. I mean, I was able to pretty quickly have my first 3 heads
Hmm.
and have them. What held me up in getting certified was not taking good photos. Because remember, dating myself,
Hmm.
click, click, you got to go process that film. Oh my gosh, these aren't good. And once everybody's got their hair and they're running, they're
Yeah.
not trying to come back to you because you want them to sit still so you can take some more photographs. So that was what held me up. But other than that, I I just kind of focused as much as I could on my clients. But yeah, very quickly I had my heads and they were out there and
Mhm.
telling people about it and loving it. And so most of my clientele base henceforth, some still from the website, obviously being listed as a
Right.
consultant, but a lot of it was just word of mouth from clients who were happy with what they had.
Okay. We have some people out here saying hello. Melinda said hello. You trained her,
Hey,
and
Melinda.
Michelle says you're her loctician.
Hey,
So,
Michelle.
and hey, Nadia. Nadia saying hello to me. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. So I heard you say you were working. So you were working in a shop initially.
Yes.
Right. So, um, only because I know you, I know that you transitioned from the shop. So, how and why did you transition from the shop environment to a home environment?
I transitioned from the shop environment. They were having some changes in their business structure,
Okay.
and financially, it was just more practical at that time
Okay.
for me to be on my own.
I
I
see.
did have a brick and mortar salon with a colleague for a period of time as well. So I've had the experience of having worked for someone in the salon, had my own salon,
Mhm.
and it just when the twins were coming along, having my own at home space was just the necessary thing.
Right.
And
Right. So
yeah,
how were you able to balance offering services at your home and having a home life? How was that balance there?
that's very tricky. It's
Yeah.
complicated. You have to tell yourself boundaries because it's your house. So you could just be working all day and never not. Everything's always work because you're at your home. So for myself, I had to we set a family schedule that we tried to stick to pretty rigidly as far as when my days were working and when I was off.
Okay.
And, at first, we didn't have a dedicated space. I had a little spot, like my home it's an old home and has a lot of weird rooms with doors leading off into everything. So I had a
Okay.
little space that was just for me, but it looked out into the dining room, it looked out into the living room, it looked out into the kitchen, and that was what we did until we were able to work on the basement area and give ourselves a dedicated space for my work.
Mhm.
And from there, having a clear boundary between home and work, downstairs in the basement is work, upstairs is home, did help. And, we had signals for the kids. They knew not to come bursting down here when they needed something. They were to stand at the top of the stairs. Only I could see them from that angle. I could
Mhm.
just see away.
I
Yeah.
really like that. I really like that because, for some people who decide they want to take the sister lock training, um, sometimes they feel self-conscious because they don't have a space and all of that. So I'm glad you're sharing about how you were able to incorporate this and, create the balance as best as you could, you know.
Mhm.
So that's pretty cool.
Thank
Now, Pilar, so obviously you don't have sister locks. Did you find it a challenge at all to well, it sounds like you didn't have a problem with getting clients. Was there any challenge at all with you not actually um, having sister locks?
Yes, yes. I would have people come for consultations and they would be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, all right."
Right.
and And then ask me, "Well, why don't I have sister locks?" Which is kind
Okay.
of a personal question, my and not everyone's hair works well
Hmm.
in the long term, but, I would just be as knowledgeable I could about the process of sister locks, explaining everything well to them so they understood, and what would eventually happen is the person would realize that I know my craft, and that's what would make them comfortable. But yeah, definitely there's always that question mark of, well, if you're not locked, what can you know about locks? But it's been a good while now. After 20 years, I think I know a little about locks.
I think you do
Yeah.
too. I
But
think
in the beginning, sure. But like I said, the clients who privileged me with trusting me with their hair, they were when they were happy and satisfied, they could share that positive experience with others. And that kind of is what spread
Mhm,
and
mhm,
made it less challenging for me as a
mhm.
to have clients that way.
So how do we evolve then, Pilar? I mean, obviously you're a successful consultant. How did you then evolve until you wanted to become a trainer?
I really well, I love what I do.
Hmm.
I enjoy doing things well and, that accomplishment, and I guess I just wanted to share that knowledge with others. So when the opportunity arose for me to have the possibility of being a trainer, I jumped on it. I was super excited.
Hmm.
I was in education many years ago. I used to teach
Okay.
kindergarten.
Okay.
So, kindergartners are not not adults, but
Yeah.
then they also are. We're all
Right.
humans.
Right.
But, so just the I was wanted to be able to help other people have the knowledge and the confidence to move forward in their businesses just as I did, because it afforded me so much. I could work from home, I could homeschool my children, all of them straight through kindergarten to college level.
Mhm,
And I just really liked the idea that I could give back in that way by
mhm,
helping other people to learn it.
mhm. So you really love your home. You're homeschooling children and you're working from home. I mean, you really like your home. That's what it sounds like, Pilar.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The pandemic kind of put,
Okay.
we leave the house. We go places and do stuff. But yeah, so whew, that
Uh,
lockdown was like a problem.
Brittany says hi, Pilar. Michelle
Hey,
says
Brittany.
hi, and Rose
Oh, Brittany. Hey,
hi, Lori and Lee. Lynette, Lania.
Linnea.
Okay, she said you're known as the sister lock sister with no sister locks. I love that. I love
Flip, flip.
that. So, what kind of advice can you tell a sister lock practitioner who obviously plan to work from home? What would be your advice to them just out of the gate? Because you did a transition. You went from to the salon to a home environment.
Yeah.
In hindsight, right? Like, because obviously you had to work that balance out and everything. What would you tell that consultant?
Okay.
Hmm.
That's um
Yeah.
I would say have a good schedule and know your boundaries, because I think that's really it. Because it's not so much, yeah, if you treat your clients, if you have the mentality that you want to treat your clients the way you want to be treated, it
Mhm.
doesn't matter if you have your space set up in the middle of your living room or you have an amazing gazebo in a garden filled
Mhm. Mhm.
place somewhere out, out in the yard. But it's really having a structured a structure to your business where you turn on your professional face, and when you're working, it's work time. So it's all about the client, it's all about the professionalism, sanitation, all of those aspects of a proper business in a home environment. And this will set your clients up to be confident. And then on the other side, since you have your business time when you're on, is knowing to when to have that downtime and
Okay.
to not take that away from yourself, because you'll burn out and then you won't have the energy to give to your clients the way they should be cared for.
Mhm. Mhm. I'm glad you said that because I just think about, because sometimes people think because you work from home that they can treat it differently. They might come and show up with a several people with them when they come.
No, no, no,
So,
no.
you
Oh, yeah.
know,
Bring their dog.
oh
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
yeah. And you're
oh
like,
yeah,
"No, sorry."
okay,
Even with the issues with the pandemic, I live in Baltimore City. Baltimore City had different rules as
okay,
far as certain interaction, and, I my business is it's a place of business, so we followed the rules of the city ordinances as far as safety as was concerned.
okay,
And, but my clients understood and respected that, and it made them feel safer to be even in a space, in
okay.
close contact with a person.
Hmm. Okay. So, Pilar, it's been 20 plus years for you in the Sister Lock family. What keeps you touch, move, and inspired to continue to be part of the family?
It would have to be the people, you get tired, you think, "Oh, I'm tired, I'm not gonna do this anymore," and then someone calls you and it's like, "I just learned about sister locks and
Mhm.
I have questions," and you're like, "Oh my gosh, really? How exciting." So, I guess it has to be the people who wear, desire, love sister locks. They inspire me to continue to move forward. Yeah.
That's cool. It really is about the people. It
Mhm.
really is.
Yeah. And the new consultants coming along too with their excitement. It's wonderful seeing them doing
Right.
what they're doing and being a support to them for sure.
Yeah. And so is Baltimore saturated at this point or no?
No, there because there's need for people to really have, um, a mindset of excellence in
Okay.
their practice.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also just so many people here that, many individuals quickly have their books filled. So there's always room for another consultant to take the slack or to share clients with someone else.
So the
So,
demand
yeah,
is
the demand still continues to be high. Yeah.
absolutely
Mhm.
okay. Pilar, I want to know something fun, a fun fact about you. Please share, because I'm so interested for myself. What it could be, what it could
Oh
be.
my gosh, I was trying to think of something that wasn't so corny and
Oh,
ridiculous.
listen, we know about corny already, so but more corny is good.
Well, I don't know. All right. One is I love languages.
Okay,
So any language I hear, I have to go look it up, find out, learn a little something
okay,
because I just, I just love languages. So there's that.
okay.
But
Well, tell me, can you say something to me? I mean, can
well,
you share?
oh my gosh, I knew you were going to do that. Okay, French I still know, so I can say bonjour, comment ça va? Je m'appelle Pilar.
Did you go with your friends?
I did. I got to go to Paris. It was wonderful. Yeah.
Did you go and train though?
Oh, no, I didn't. I had it was it was a work opportunity, but it wasn't, it was my husband. I was tagging along with him.
So
But
you
no, I haven't had a chance to train in Europe as of yet, but look
oh
forward to it one day.
oh
Yeah.
that's so cool. Michelle says she's been a satisfied client of yours for 16 years, Pilar.
Cheers.
That
Thank
is
you.
that is so that's longevity right there. Good stuff, Michelle. Thanks for showing up. Well, you guys, we gotta go. It's been so much fun, Pilar.
It's
Um,
it's
I think
lovely.
we've trained together several times now, and
Mhm.
it's always been a pleasure. So
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for being here with me today, and we'll be here again tomorrow, everybody.
Yes,
Any
everybody do
parting
tomorrow.
words that you want to say at all, Pilar? I don't want to cut you short. Any
Oh,
parting?
what parting words? Love
Yeah,
to everyone.
good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be here with us. We so appreciate it. We have been enjoying ourselves with these conversations all about sister lives, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Pilar.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.